Okay, you have the Pittsburgh Steelers. So their team, I don't know, it's not great, it's not terrible. Their defense didn't lose many pieces, but they didn't really improve on their defense either. They still have like Hayward, TJ Watt, Minka Fitzpatrick. Good defense, but not sure if they can carry them this year. In their offense, they're starting off with Kenny Pickett. I still think their offensive line needs work and they need some better weapons, even with the wide receivers they drafted. And overall, they just have a really tough schedule. I'm looking at the first couple of games now, and the first 8 weeks are just brutal. So let's do this. So you have your first game versus the Bengals. Bengals are the Super Bowl representations, and they have a great wide receiving corp. And their defense, Bengals defense, is not terrible, and I think it's a tough start for Pickett if he starts. And I'll take the Bengals. Then you have the Patriots, another tough defense. Bill Belichick does well against rookie quarterbacks, and the defense may be able to hold them to a close game, but I think I'll take Mac Jones over Pickett. I'm gonna take the Patriots. Then you have them versus the Browns. Browns, another tough team, is a Thursday nighter. It's another road game. Really tough team. Um, even without, I don't think Deshaun Watson will be playing, but if he is, I'd take the Browns. Even with him injured, even if he's suspended, I still think Myles Garrett is going to be too much. I'm going to take the Browns. Then you have them versus the Jets. I think the Jets are a good team, but I think Pittsburgh's defense can cause problems for Zach Wilson, and I think Jets defense is probably the easiest of the first 4 games, and I think Pickett will get their first win here. Yeah, especially with the extra long rest. Then you have Denver versus Buffalo. Buffaloes are looking for a Super Bowl contenders. Pittsburgh Steelers roster says not there. I'm gonna take the Bills. Then you have the Buccaneers. Also similar, Bills have a great roster. They still have Tom Brady. I'm gonna take the Buccaneers. Then you have Denver versus Miami on a Sunday night. They play Miami, so definitely a home field advantage there. I think the Dolphins blitz heavy defense will cause problem for Pickett, and I think at this point the Dolphins offense will find rhythm. I still think the Pittsburgh defense is good enough to slow them down, but I'll take the Dolphins. Then you have them against the Eagles. Eagles are coming off a bye, so very unfortunate there. Eagles, another good team. They have Jalen Hurts, which I think will cause problem with his running game for the defense and a good wide receivers. Eagles' defensive line is actually very underrated, and their secondary is pretty good. I think Eagles will have one of the better defenses in the NFL. I'm going to take the Eagles. Then you have them versus the Saints. Saints defense is really tough, and their offense isn't bad either. But I think that Pittsburgh defense can do well on a Sean Payne-less Saints offense. I think the Saints offense will be a lot worse without Sean Payne, and I think coming off a bye, I think Kenny Pickett will be able to handle it. And I'm gonna take the Steelers. Then you have them against the Bengals. Bengals are coming off a bye. And I believe Bengals swept the Steelers last year, and I think there's a good chance Steelers split. But I think, like I said, Bengals are a very talented team. I'm gonna take the Bengals. Then you have them against the Colts on a Monday nighter. Colts, another tough team. Like they have a brutal schedule. The Steelers have just brutal schedule right now, and Colts, they have Jonathan Taylor. I don't think the Steelers defense will be able to stop them. Matt Ryan is not terrible, and this Colts defense is very solid, and I'll take the Colts. Then you have them on a Monday. Then you have them versus the Falcons. Falcons are totally rebuilding. I think Steelers offense can easily go right by the Falcons defense, and the Falcons offense can be underrated, but not good enough. I think the Steelers. Then you have them versus the Ravens. Ravens, a tough team. Whenever these two players, it's always going to be a tough, very close, tough game. And this one's going to be close. I'm going to take the Steelers. Then you have them versus the Panthers. Panthers are not going to be terrible. They're not going to. I think Panthers defense can be good, but I do not know who their QB is. They might have Corralin, a rookie, or Sam Darnold or PJ Walker. I think the Steelers defense is going to capitalize on that, and I think Kenny Pickett at this point can go through that Panthers defense slowly. even though Panthers defense is pretty good. Definitely a trap game. I'm gonna take the Steelers. Then you have them versus the Raiders. Raiders. Raiders are an interesting team. I think the Steelers defense will struggle versus the three receivers, Waller, Renfro, Adams, and Derek Carr isn't bad, and they have Josh Jacobs. So I think this is going to be a high scoring game. Raiders defense is where I'm worried about, especially their secondary. They did address their off. They did get better defensive line and cornerback. I don't think it's good enough. And a home field advantage on a Saturday nighter. I take the Steelers. Then you have them versus the Ravens. Ravens, like I said, always tough team. I don't see either team sweeping the shit. I'm a split. Then you have them versus the Browns, also tough. And Browns, I don't know. The Steelers, definitely they always play the Browns tough. I don't think even with the talent of the Browns, I think they're always gonna split. I'm gonna take the Steelers. So in the end, I have the Steelers going 7-10, 2-4 in the division, 5-3 at home, and 2-7 away.